I would give credit to Rajiv Gandhi to some extent for this voting machine. And he was the one who sanctioned money, everything quickly, without any difficulty. So at that time I remember the same Lalu Prasad Yadav. So I was explaining to him, he said, देखो भाई ये सब मत बताना मुझे, सिर्फ बताओ एक चीज़, इसको रिगिंग कर सकता है नहीं. आई सेड नहीं, नॉट पॉसिबल, तो बेकार है. See, after 22 years of service in the army, I had done in the meanwhile post-graduation also from the Indian Institute of Science here, ME. Then I went back to army for training, for teaching and all that in a teaching establishment, and then to the field army. And after my tenure was over, I applied for premature retirement, and BEL wanted me also. So they selected me. So I joined BEL and as a deputy general manager, and went through various professional upgradation at the various times, DGM to AGM, GM and all that. And I was selected later by the board of directors to be part of it, by the selection board, public services selection board. So I was on the board of directors for about 7 years. During that period we made out this electronic voting machine at the instance of the Government of India and Election Commissioner. And it was purely initially we had made it just for our own internal purposes for trade union elections, this voting machine. So after election commissioner at that time was one Mr. Peri Shastri, a very wise, old, very nice person. He had come and said, can you think of some methodology for using it? Colonel G.K. Rao was there as our director at that time. I was a additional general manager. So we all joined together. There was one Mr. Rangarajan and all that, and Dr. Venkatesh. So we all joined together and developed this. Then it went through a process of its evaluation by various election commissioners, tried in 2 elections, and in that it was a 100% success. And people just to vote in that, they had come in large numbers, in the sense there was hardly any person who was not taking part in the election at that time like now. You know, people do not do that. So on that basis they evaluated it, and slowly in one area they selected it. That was at the time when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister. So then during his time he wanted this voting machine to be introduced, and then in every election all over India. So we frantically worked together in BEL, established very ultra modern facilities, and on that basis we made large numbers. And Rajiv Gandhi was the first one to initiate this, and he was very happy about it. In fact, he suggested 2 very important improvements to the voting machine. You see, he asked us to come and present it in his Prime Minister's house. So we went over there along with our chairman, Captain Prabala. And before that, the defense minister was one Mr. K.C. Pant. He wanted to show this thing in front of the Prime Minister. So he had told us, now none of you will speak, but tell me how exactly it is and all that. So we coached him in case Rajiv Gandhi asked how to answer and all that. So with that, I would say limited knowledge, naturally we don't expect. So I went over there, and then he said, say, these are the BL people who have come, but it is done under our own direction from our defense ministry. And you see, sir, it is like this. There is a control unit, there is a ballot unit, and you press the button on the control unit, and there is a, he said, bulb that glows on the ballot unit. So people, when they vote, that bulb will make a noise over there behind that, and then it stops. So till the time whatever he votes, only one vote will be taken. If he presses twice or so, also it cannot be taken. All these things he said. And then he said, Rajiv Gandhi told him, stop, minister, that is not called as bulb, it is called as LED. He told him, this Pant was very much embarrassed, of course, and that was the last word that our friend Pant told on this subject in front of Rajiv Gandhi. He said, please explain, please explain. He gave it to us. So we answered lots of questions, and he gave one very wise suggestion, and that is, he said, look, the problem now is that in Bihar and others, in the where the voting takes place, people come in the ballot box, and then there is a ballot papers that are kept there. So when they capture it, they come in large numbers, about 20-30 of them with arms and all that. So some policemen who will be guarding, they will all be thrown out. They will run away, in fact. So they come inside, and then they would have a sort of a seal to put over there. They just quickly put that seal and then tear it up and then fold it and then put it inside the ballot box. So that's how they do. So probably you can expect that about 100 numbers or 60 numbers, they would do it in about 1 hour. So how do you prevent it as far as this voting machine is concerned? So then we told him that there is a period of time which we give, that is from the time in the control unit, the person who is in charge of the polling booth, he presses it and asks the voter to go to the ballot box, where he has to press the unit over there on the switches, whatever is his choice. So there is a gap of approximately 10 seconds we give. So he said, can you make it bigger, that duration? So let's say, can you make it 20 seconds or 25 seconds, so that even in case, such a case, even in voting machine, if there is a raid on one of the polling booths, the people who come cannot put more than, let us say, 3 votes per minute or 2 votes per minute, in which case there will not be much damage, because within about 30 minutes or so, other troops and other police personnel will come and give the protection and catch hold of these fellows. So can you do that? And we did that. That has been of great importance now in all the voting machines and all this. So actually, I would give credit to Rajiv Gandhi to some extent for this voting machine. And he was the one who sanctioned money, everything quickly, without any difficulty. It's very unfortunate when we see in the newspapers and on the TV, his son, he is now making all sorts of allegations about this voting machine. This voting machine cannot be tampered. It cannot be gagged or made out in any manner. So this is a myth that they use it only for the purposes when they lose. Otherwise it is not possible at all. I have proved it so many times. I have given to the Aam Aadmi Party, this Congress Party people and all that, you bring best of your software guys, engineering guys. I will give you let them show it to me once without touching it from outside. Because once the voting machine is there, you can't go and open it and then start fiddling with it with a soldering iron and all that. So do it like that. I told you they can't do. It is not possible, because the software is embedded software. It is not like IT software in a PC and all that, where you can manipulate, or even to some extent in our own mobile. And there is no communication between one unit to the other than through cable and other things. So you cannot physically put somewhere else another jamming machine or jamming equipment and all that and convert it and say that it goes from voter number 2, all the votes are transferred to voter number 3. It is not possible. So these are the things we told them also, we explained to them, but they don't want to hear. Okay. In fact, I remember when we were making in Bell, this we had established very ultra-modern facilities in BEL. So at that time I remember the same Lalu Prasad Yadav, he was very, very young at that time. He had just then become, I think, the Chief Minister. He came with his entourage. So I was explaining to them, because they thought that I know a little bit of better Hindi than our other BEL counterparts from South India. So I was explaining to him, he said, देखो भाई, ये सब मत बताना मुझे, सिर्फ बताओ एक चीज़, इसको रिगिंग कर सकता है नहीं, इतना बताओ. आई सेड नहीं, नॉट पॉसिबल, नहीं हो सकता है, तो बेकार है. These are the exact words he told. So everybody of course laughed, and then he went away in his usual way. So that was the thinking and the mentality of the politicians at that time.